Hello, everybody. Normally I put the BRB screen on to make sure that I'm streaming first, but I forgot to do that. It's been a bit. It's been a bit since I've done any sort of streaming, so let me know if the audio sounds good. Let me know if the video's coming through. I'll wait a little bit for some comments to come in, just to make sure everything's looking and sounding good. I always also need to... I'll check. I think we got at least some comments coming in right now. Hello, everyone. Let me go to my live dashboard really quick. See what all the fuss is about. Yeah, live control room, please. Looks like people are here. Yeah, Fandom was the last stream. Well, cool. Looks like I'm live. Oh man, we have a ton of comments. I didn't even notice. Hi everyone. Let's see. If I click on people, their name should pop up here, right? Hey Scott. Hey, how's it going? What a surprise, says Nico. Yeah. I just wanted to do this really quick live stream. I have not really live streamed in a bit. Here, I'm using a Pomodoro timer, so we're gonna tell it we're on break. I'm a little sluggish today. I think I have a big cat hair somewhere here. Yeah. Sparta was climbing up all over me. Yeah, Fandom was the last stream. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the comments. Boy. Love your videos, says Jillian. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't really have any specific plan for this live stream. I just wanted to do it because I like live streaming with you all. And I like being able to do these sorts of things. They're very fun. I just wanted to say, I guess, thank you for all of the love and support on Scoobtober, both the Pup Named Scooby-Doo videos and the scariest episode of Scoob videos. I thought those turned out pretty good. And I think the response was pretty good. If you've seen those videos, let me know. Also, if you are a new subscriber, we got a good amount of new subscribers, especially from the last video. If you're new, I'd love to say hi. I'd love to see what everyone's thoughts are about my previous Scoob videos. Oh boy, Rebecca says, I've been listening to the last year's Night of Fright one-shot on LTTP. That was, yes, very fun. I keep thinking, every time I mention Night of Fright in my last video, I kept thinking about that episode of Late to the Party, or that series. It was very good. That's the D&D podcast that I'm on, if you want to go listen to that. Someone else mentioned my other podcast, and I'm trying to find it now. Let's see if I can find it, because I want to plug everything right up front. Oh well, we'll find it later. Eileen says, just found your channel, love your content, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Interrupting your Scooby-Doo for this stream. Ooh, that's funny. What Scooby are you watching? I would love to know. The Scoob videos have been awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. New-ish says K is fish. That rhymed a little bit. Well, welcome. Like I said, I'm kind of low energy, so I don't really know what the point of this stream is, other than I just like streaming. I like hanging out with you. I should have like a more formalized sort of stream. I tried doing that earlier this year. In fact, maybe we'll just do that. Hey, from this point forward, this stream right now is going to be my reflection commentary stuff on my other videos. Hi, cat. Punky, what's up? Do you hear her meowing? So let's talk about the Scooby-Doo videos. Also, if any of my other YouTuber friends are here at all, let me know, and I'll send you a link so you can join in sporadically. Punky, what are you meowing for? She doesn't know what she wants. Yeah, okay, someone else mentioned it at least. Love me some probs, not aliens. Thank you. Yeah, if you didn't know, I have a podcast that is pretty new. It's about a month old now, a little over a month old, called It's Probably Not Aliens, where my buddy Tristan Johnson from Step Back History and I go over ancient aliens conspiracy theories and debunk them one at a time, episode by episode. It's very, very fun. If you are not listening to it, we had a new episode just today. It was our first episode about the pyramids, not our last episode. But yeah. Crying at that meow. I know. What is your deal? What's up, girlie? Here, do you want me to fix your bed? 1 second. Let me fix her bed, and then she'll be up here. Come here. Come here. This is Punky. She's really shy. That's why I don't put her in videos very much. But she's a cute little girl. Come here. Be right there. Whoops. All right, I'm starting a new focus on my Pomodoro timer called live stream. So technically I'm working. And then Punky will be right here now. Hi, girl. I accidentally hit you right in the nose, didn't I? Anyway. Oh, boy. I'm trying to catch up with the chat now. There's so many. Go listen to Probs Not Aliens and give it a good review. 5-star, 4-star. Oh, this says, I'm so in love with you. I assume that's for the cat. I agree. She's great. Yeah. I don't want to talk. We can talk about Probs Not Aliens. It's going to be the main focus of the next video I'm working on. I'll give you a little teaser of the video if you stick with me here. How many people do we have watching right now? 128? That's awesome. You in that time track? I'm not in the time tracking lifestyle, says Nico. I'm not in time tracking necessarily. It's just that I found out recently that I have ADHD. And so I'm trying to find any method to keep me like on task and keep me focused. I don't track time necessarily. I just more need reminders to be like, what are you working on right now? Or like, here's a break. Here's a 5-minute break. Here's a 30-minute break to do stuff. And actually the breaks are very helpful because I use them not really to, do anything. Like, I guess in my head, a break is for like, I don't know, go watch a YouTube video. But like the breaks are only 5 minutes. I don't have really many channels that upload 5-minute or under YouTube videos that I watch. So what I do instead is I just do like chores, like I'll unload the dishwasher or something, and that helps as well. Yes, Garrett Aliens video. That's the next video I have coming up. It's gonna be very, very fun. It's actually I just recorded it. I sent a draft of the video off to the brand who's sponsoring it, and they just need to get back to me before I can sort of continue on. So, but yeah, so it's I wanted to say it is this next video that I'm working on is probably up there for best video I've made of the year. It is definitely not as like cinematic, so to speak, as some of my other ones. Like I feel like the Captain America and Thor cartoon ones are both very, very good and fun and funny. But I don't know, there's something about this next one where it's just me sitting here talking And there might not even be a lot of editing. It'll probably just be a lot of me sitting here talking. But I think the actual sort of content of it is very good and very fun. So I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Owen's here. Hey Owen, I was extending this to any of my creator friends because this is a very last minute live stream. If any of my creator friends want to hop on, I can send you a link and you can hop on this call. But if everyone's just sort of stopping in for a minute or two, then no worries. Hey, we got a super chat from SJ Riker who says, Scott, do you have a top 3 podcast recommendations that aren't the ones you're on, which of course we already listened to? That's a good question. To be honest, I don't super listen to a ton of podcasts, and maybe that's my own detriment, right? Like maybe my own podcasts that I listen to are not good. Or not necessarily that, or they could be better if I studied other podcasts or something. The sort of format that we've based Probs Not Aliens off of is essentially Sawbones, which is a medical history podcast. It's very much that format, except Tristan and I aren't married. But not yet. It's that sort of format where like there's one person who's sort of an expert or at least has done research, and then the other person is just sort of there providing jokes or other unique commentary or whatever. So I like that format a lot. I know other places do it as well. Emily listens to a lot more podcasts than I do. She listens to a history podcast called You're Wrong About, which has a similar sort of formula where like one person comes with research and the other person just sort of comments as they're learning. I feel like that formula is pretty standard. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's about what I listen to. Is just I don't know. Popular Science is a podcast that I listen to very occasionally, called The Weirdest Thing I Learned This Week, I think. I don't listen to it very often. That's about it. So that's a good question. Anyone else have any podcast recommendations? Leave them in the chat. Jay Della says, is Scott a Grey's Anatomy fan? Fan is a strong word. I have watched almost all of Grey's Anatomy. I started Emily has watched it all, but she was doing a rewatch when sort of lockdown first started last year. And I jumped in maybe like 2 episodes before the season 1 finale. So I've missed most of season 1. But everything from season 2 onward I've seen. For sure. Yes. And I would say I'm not necessarily a fan. I will say I'm a fan of the first, season 2 to 8. I'm sure season 1's fine. Season 2 to 8, great. Love it. Everything after season 8, seasons like 9 through 11 have like moments. Everything after that is terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. I'm sorry. No one cares. No one but this one person cares about my Grey's Anatomy opinions. And I'm going on way too long about it. Let's see. A lot of great podcast recommendations in the chat. Punky left. She's gone now. I can't say I've heard of much of these. Again, I don't listen to podcasts that much. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. Finn Jackson says, it was nice to see you on Plumbing the Death Star. Here, that's what I'll say. I've been on several podcasts recently. I was on Plumbing the Death Star for the first time. What a blast. Those two. Incredible. I loved talking with them. And I hope I get invited back someday. We had such a fun time. I love riffing with people who sort of have a similar sense of humor. There's just something very exciting about it. And I don't know, it was very fun. I was also on an episode of My Favorite Movie Is, which is a podcast that just came out this year. It's very new. It's very young. If you want to hear a whole bunch of cool people talk about what their favorite movie is and why, go check it out. I was on it. I talked about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which is my favorite movie. It is interchangeable sometimes with Kiki's Delivery Service, but I decided to go with Scott Pilgrim. What else? I've been on the Geek-Splained podcast a couple times this year, talking about Scooby-Doo and Captain America cartoons. I feel like there's another one. I'm missing one. I know I'm missing one. I've been on Caped Joel's D&D podcast. I don't know if it's a podcast, but it's definitely a show. It's a D&D show. I've been on that a couple times. I don't know. I've been on so many things. I like guesting on things. It's a lot of fun. So many super chats now. Oh, very fun. Thank you for the super chat from Joseph Acero Jr. How are you doing, you wonderful nerd? I'm doing okay. Like I said, I'm a little low energy today, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm dehydrated, so I'm drinking some water. But otherwise, I'm doing good. Last month, we gained over 100 new patrons, which is amazing. Thank you so much. If you're a patron, sound off in the chat. I always like to tell patrons to type in a weird emoji. Do a compact disc emoji. I'm sure they got one. A CD. If you're a patron. Only if you're a patron. So I can say hi. And thank you all. Punky's playing with some stuff now. But yeah, that was amazing. That's been a blast seeing that grow. We're so close to 750 patrons. I was going to make a joke that I wasn't going to end this live stream until we hit 750 patrons. So I don't know. I really do have work to do, so I probably won't do that. But hey, if you want to end this live stream by having 750 patrons, I think we only need like 7 or 8 more people. Patreon.com/NerdSync if you like my videos and you want to support me. That's great. Who else? We got Nico says, how's navigating health insurance while self-employed? That's a good question. It's been challenging. I've never really had to do it before. Mostly just because I didn't have, this was super irresponsible, but I just didn't have health insurance when I was self-employed before. Like, I've been doing YouTube stuff full time since I was, let me do the math really quickly, 22, and I'm 29 now. So that's just how long I've been doing it full time. Now, obviously I was on my parents' health insurance until I was 26, but between like 26 and 27, I just didn't have health insurance at all. And I don't know. So now I'm navigating it. I've got my first psychiatrist appointment here in 7 days, in a week. I've got a psychiatrist appointment in a week. I've locked in some health insurance stuff. So hopefully I'll be put on some sort of medication to help with my ADHD. I got to tell you, that's been like the most mind-blowing thing to me is discovering that I have ADHD, like being diagnosed with it by therapist, and then just sort of like, oh, yeah, everything starts to make sense. Every little thing that I do starts to make sense now. But thank you for that question. I'm sure it was potentially boring to some other people, but I appreciate the check-in. My favorite Christmas movie is Jingle All the Way. All right. That being said, I'm not allowed to celebrate Christmas in any capacity right now until after Emily's birthday. Her birthday's in December. It's before Christmas. And so she has a rule that we as a household are not allowed to celebrate Christmas until after her birthday. Like no decorations, no anything. No movies, no songs. Can't put on the Christmas radio, which is fine. I'm not a big, super like, Halloween's over, gotta start being in the Christmas spirit sort of thing. Who else? Kiki's Delivery Service is a movie for Zoomers. I'm definitely not a Zoomer, but I do love it a whole lot. Mostly it was Patrick Willems' video essay about it a couple years ago about how it's a movie sort of about burnout and how like he relates to it as someone, as a YouTube creator. It just really like hit me like, oh man, oh yeah, what a good. I mean, every time it gets me. Hey, we got some people making compact discs. We got Cool Mark D, we got Starpunk DMC, we got Nico, we got SJ Riker. Thank you so much. If you're just joining, I told all of my patrons to do the compact disc emoji. And I really do appreciate all of you for doing that. Let's see. Priyanshu asks, hope I'm saying that right. Are you going to start Comic Misconception series again? If not, please do it. And you can do more character analysis videos like you did last year for Thor and Mysterio. I've kind of addressed this before. Comic Misconceptions as a series is sort of, I still label things as that if I talk about comic books and superheroes. Like, for example, my next video will be about the Eternals, the comics, not the movie. No spoilers in the chat either. Be nice. I've seen it. Don't, if you're trying to spoil it for me, I've already seen it. Just don't spoil it for others. You know what I mean? And so I will probably still label it as Comic Misconceptions put it in that playlist or whatever. But I don't know. I don't use that graphic. That's really the only difference, right? The content's the same. It's just I don't use that graphic anymore. That's all that is. I am like way behind on the chat. I'm sorry. You guys are typing so much. I'm trying to like make sure I read everyone's. Oh, hey, this is I love this comment. Let's get some super chats for the psychiatrist appointment. Yes, let's do it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Lawrence. It's gonna be expensive to get on drugs. This is a weird song that I'm singing. Oh, Emily's here. Not till after my birthday. I know, Em. Turbo Man's at Walmart right now. That's awesome. I would love a Turbo Man action figure, honestly. Hey, Em, if you're still listening, I would love a Turbo Man action figure. We got a super chat from Zach who asks, I want to know the favorite color of everyone in the stream. P.S. Purple is the best color. Well, I got some purple going on in the back here. It's a little purple, a little blue. My favorite color is green, but close second is purple. Don't like them together. I don't like green and purple together. I mean, it's a very super villain aesthetic. Plus, Hulk or whatever. They're just overly contrasty for like decor. But I don't know. Now that I'm saying that, there is a lot of green in this shot, plus the purple in the background. So what do I know? Let's see. Yeah, it's amazing the hacks we developed to cope with ADHD as adults. The amount of creative friends that I have who have just recently discovered that they have ADHD is wild to me. That it's so many of us. And that we just never knew. Until recently. I will say Tristan from Step Back History and from the Probably Not Aliens podcast that we both do, plug again. We both, or he's known that he's had ADHD. We both have it, but he's known that he's had ADHD since he was in like 7th grade, I think he said. So he knows all the tricks. We were just talking the other day and he was just like, do this and do that and try to have, like he's telling me like, try to have a routine for waking up and going to bed. And that's something that I've been trying to do recently, is like having a very strict, like I go to bed at this time schedule. And he's been, super helpful in just recommending those sorts of tips. I'm really bad with a morning routine. I get immediately distracted with anything. I'll pull up my phone and I'll go through emails, or I'll go through Twitter, or I'll find a YouTube video. Like I'm immediately distracted in the morning. At night, it's way easier for me because like 9 or 9:30 hits and I'm just like, all right, shut everything down, going to bed, which is like way early for me. Usually I go to bed at like, in the past, just recently, I've gone to bed at like, 11, midnight, 1 a.m., anything. It was always very fluctuating. And so trying to have a sleep schedule has been very interesting. Gosh, so much in the chat. Oh, Emily's here. Hi, how's it going? I'm way, way, way behind on the chat. I know it. I didn't even realize. Oh man, even Larry's here. What's going on, Larry? I had mentioned my favorite movie podcast. My favorite movie is podcast that I was on recently. Please go check it out. Like I said, I talked about Scott Pilgrim. It was a very fun time. Jay Della says I'm a Scooby Tuber now. That's true. There's a handful of us, and I'm glad to be a part of that. What's the stream all about? Asks Larry. Great question. I just kind of wanted to stream just because I like streaming, and I'm at a point where it's actually just really easy for me to set up this and just hit stream, and I don't know. We're talking about all sorts of things. Mostly we've been talking about me having ADHD, which was a brand new discovery as of a couple months ago. Everyone's just saying really nice things. Grimleaf 22. I have watched Dexter. Obviously, it's been a while. I've not watched it. If the new stuff is out, I've not watched any of that. But the original stuff, yes. Let's see. Getting to all the colors, getting to the Yes. There's too many Emilys that I know in the in the chat right now. Very much so. I will get Emily. My Emily says, I will get Scott a booster doll. Booster! Who likes Booster? Oh boy. Anyway, $5 chat from Deadpool. Thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, apparently we all have ADHD. I'm in the process of going to some sort of like a psychiatrist to hopefully get on medication. But yeah, like it feels like everyone in this sort of creator space recently has been realizing it's wild. It's just it I don't know. I can't really describe it other than like it makes it. I don't want to say it makes sense necessarily, but it definitely has been helpful. It's like, if anyone's seen that episode, if anyone's seen the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, there's an episode where the main character finds out, or like has the promise of like a doctor giving her a brand new diagnosis, and she sings this song called like My Diagnosis or A Diagnosis or something like that. And it's basically like the feeling that I sort of felt walking out of therapy when they were like, you have ADHD. I just felt like, whoa, this is interesting. Like I was like, okay, all right. Finally, we can sort of chart a path forward to help me with all the things that I've been sort of struggling with my entire life. And finally, there's like an explanation for why like my brain functions the way it does. I don't know. Does that make sense at all? It's like, oh boy, I wish I could just play the song, but I'm gonna get copyright. Anyway, it's a good song. It's on YouTube, so you can watch it. It's great. So many people. I'm slowly but surely catching up with the chat. I'm so far behind. Yeah, Drew Gooden did do a video about Scooby-Doo. I've not watched it yet. I have this thing where I don't tend to watch other people cover topics that I cover, even if it's broad stuff, for like two reasons. Number one, it just makes me feel like, oh, they're going to do a much better job than me, and it's going to make me feel bad. But also number two is like, I don't want to accidentally sort of take opinions or jokes or any sort of commentary from them. I don't know. Most of the stuff I watch on YouTube is stuff that I don't specifically cover. It's stuff like, oops, I'm on my long break now. Cool. I don't know. I watch a lot of video essays about topics that I would never cover because they're by people who are like doing all super niche stuff. I'm like, yeah, yes. But anyway. Let's see. We got another super chat. From Christopher says, I remember joining your Instagram live stream once, and I gave you the idea to remove your rack of comics and replace them with Jimmy Olsen comics. Yeah, I don't even... I to be honest, I don't know if I got that idea directly from you. I might have. If you remember it that way, then awesome. That's probably where I got it from. I don't have the rack currently in this space, but I do have all my Jimmies. In fact, I have... Making a big mess. I've got a couple Jimmies that are just out and about right now that I was using for a video. Also, someone sent me this letter. Fan mail. Appreciate it. Someone actually sent me the two Jimmies in the bags was sent to me by, I'll read their name, but I won't read their letter. They did not give me a name. But thank you for sending it to me. This one with why am I forgetting his name? I wrote like a whole video about him. I am like, my mind is blanking. It's got a good collage in it though. Kirby collage. Why don't I remember it? Help me out here. Who played... Maybe, hold on. Who played Mr. Potato Head in Toy Story? Don Rickles. I just remembered it. This one has John Rickles in it. I think my next video after the Eternals is going to be a very chill video where I just basically talk about the real world history behind this 2-part Don Rickles Jimmy Olsen comic. It is wild. It is wild that this comic exists. Anyway, I'm talking about Jack Kirby a lot this year. I don't know why. I don't mean to. Philip Hawkins. Any thoughts on Doctor Who, TV or comics? I stopped watching Doctor Who halfway through Capaldi. I liked Capaldi, but just the show as a whole got really kind of cumbersome to follow. I don't know if it's gotten... I've not really heard anyone talk too much. I mean, I just don't follow a lot of spaces that talk about Doctor Who. So maybe it's gotten better. I really don't know. Anyway, I keep saying anyway a lot. I'm sorry. That's my only transition that I have. Other super chats. Go listen to... Cool. We got... Oh, yeah. Hey, he samples some Scooby-Doo. That's awesome, actually. Yeah. MF Doom samples Scooby-Doo. I didn't know that, but rad. Larry, not even a joke. I've considered going to get tested and seeing if I have ADHD. You never know. Can I just say, I had suspected that I had something like ADHD for a really long time, but I never bothered to get it checked out because I guess I grew up in a time, or at least an environment, where it felt like, it's like, oh, everyone has ADHD. Oh, ADHD is not really a thing. It's just kids are being kids. Kids are a little hyper sometimes and they can't focus sometimes. And that's all it is. It's just kid stuff. You'll grow out of it. And so that's sort of like the environment that I grew up in. And so I just it's like in the back of my head, there's this sort of like, oh, no one really has ADHD. It's just a made up thing to describe kids being kids. And like, that's so bad that I was raised in that sort of light. And it's not my parents. It's like, I don't know, the entire, because I told my mom that I have ADHD and she was like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And I was like, then why didn't you do, but it's just, I don't know, like growing up, teachers and other people who I would, other adults I would be around would always be like, ADHD is not a real thing. And I guess I've just sort of internalized that, and it has prevented me from even getting it looked into for, I'm almost 30. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh man, we gotta catch up with these comments. Sorry, I'm just reading everybody's. Yeah, currently unmedicated ADHD is absolutely why my videos take way longer than other people. I hope that at some point in the future, if I get some medication that works for me, I would love to see how my video production sort of cranks out. I don't know, because I also have this like, I also definitely have anxiety, and I have like the sort of perfectionist sort of quality with my videos where I will set a deadline for myself and I will almost always go over that deadline. So, and then that will make me feel awful because I'll be like, oh, I'm disappointing everyone. I'm disappointing myself. I'm disappointing people around me. So I don't know. I want to know. I'm curious how all of those things sort of play into each other. If any of them will get better, hopefully. So. That's a good comment. Whatever problems you have to deal with in your life, I wish you the best from the bottom of my heart. That's nice. All right, gotta scroll down. Oren says, here's a hug if you want one. Hope life is good. Thank you so much, and thank you for the super chat. I was not expecting to get these many super chats. Also, I'll just keep plugging it. If we can end this stream with 750 patrons, that will be very exciting. We need, currently, I'm going to refresh the page, 6 more patrons, and that will be a fun way to end this stream, but I will probably end the stream anyway in about 20 minutes. We'll round it out exactly an hour. How's that sound? Let's see. Julian says, when are you going to do the Scott Pilgrim video for the 700 patron? So I have to do the Danny Phantom video first, because that was at the 600 patron tier, I believe. Maybe it was, no, I think that was even the 500 patron tier. So that was a while ago. I got to do the Danny Phantom video first, and then I'll do the Scott. So all of these will happen in 2022. The end of the year is so tight with videos because a lot of stuff is coming out. Like, I wanted to make a video about Eternals, obviously Scooptober, a thing I do every year. You all know this. And we got Spider-Man coming out. Lots of stuff. Hawkeye's coming out. I don't think I'm going to do anything for Hawkeye. I don't have the time. I've got a Spider-Man thing. I've got an Eternals thing. I don't have the time for Hawkeye, but I do have time to talk about a Don Rickles comic book. Apparently. Super chat. What's the difference between DC and Marvel comics? The difference is they're printed by two different publishers, and that's about it. And you just pick whatever comic you want to read, and you read it, and that's about it. I don't have any loyalties either way. I like some, I'm less loyal to the publisher and more like interested in following specific artists and writers and characters. Not necessarily like, whatever Marvel does is the best, or vice versa. It's all good. Let's see. More chats. I've fallen so far behind in chats. Super chat again from Deadpool. Hey, Scott, been watching since 2012 and just wanted to say thank you for getting me into comics. My own ADHD brain loves the years of continuity to absorb. That's so interesting because mine doesn't. It's so funny how different people will react to that, because I've never really liked getting into the weeds of it. That being said, I don't know why I have this difference in my brain, but learning about the intricate things that go on behind the scenes and figuring out why things happen that way versus like, if you talk about, here's a 50-year comic book history of Spider-Man or whatever, that is not as interesting to me as here are all of the components that like led to this Spider-Man story being made. Here's like the cultural stuff. Here's what was happening at the company. Here's what was happening in this, artist's life or whatever. And like, and it's sort of that sort of lore in a way, quote unquote lore that makes me like, oh, that's interesting. Like, for example, for this new video, I kind of had to cut this section out just because it was a little long and it wasn't really the point of the story. But as I'm sure a lot of us know, Jack Kirby created the Eternals, and before then, he was working at Marvel throughout the 40s to the 60s, and was suffering, terrible deal after terrible deal, awful contracts, unpaid work, uncredited work, really bad stuff. So in 1970, he left for DC Comics, where he started working on stuff like Jimmy Olsen, like The New Gods. All sorts, like genuinely so many things he worked on at DC. But around like the following year, 1971, this is like a mini episode for you guys, a mini video right here in this live stream. In 1971, DC Comics raised the price of their comic books from 15 cents. I wonder if I even have them here. Either they were 15 cents. These comics say 12 cents. So we're just going to talk about that. I think it was 15 cents, but either way, it was 12 to 15 cents, right? And then they raised them to 25 cents. Huge jump. Almost double the price. I mean, if you go from 12 cents to 25, that is double the price. Also, by the way, I ran all this through like calculating inflation and stuff. A 25-cent comic back in 1971 would still be less than $2 today. So I don't know why comic books are so expensive today. I mean, obviously, I'm sure it's just the printing is more expensive. These are really cheap paper and printing process. So anyway, my classic transition. So they raised the price from 15 cents or 12 cents to 25 cents. Basically, they just raised the price a whole lot. That's all you need to know. The price of the comics were so steep at that point that fans had to make a decision of like, I can't buy every single comic book that I have been. So what do I have to do? I have to cut some out of my sort of weekly pull, so to speak. And meanwhile, Marvel undercut DC. They started selling their comics for 20 cents rather than 25 cents. So it just made the most sense to, you get more bang for your buck over at Marvel. So DC's sales started suffering all across the board. And what happened after that is DC would then say, okay, fine, we'll match Marvel's prices. We'll come down to 20 cents as well. And some of their sales started to rise, but not Jack Kirby's. Jack Kirby's sales for things like New Gods never really recovered. Do you want to take a guess as to why? I'm so far behind on this chat. I'm going to do a little pause. Here as I respond to some super chats and whatnot. As you speculate, why do you think Jack Kirby's comics at DC never recovered even after the price was dropped? A ton of other DC comics, started recovering, but not Jack Kirby's. Why do you think it is? Answer in the comments as I look over some super chats really quickly. Have you seen what's the Rule teaser? It's a coming of age comedy about a girl with ADHD. I've never even heard of that. That sounds awesome. Hopefully it's good. I would love for it to be good. Other super chats. Got any Scooby-Doo hot takes? Oh, I've got a ton of them. We'll do some more Scooby-Doo hot takes after I'm done telling this story. Only if the story is interesting. Please tell me it's interesting. Totally missed that my credit card expired on Patreon. Oh yeah, no worries. Oh wow, that's awesome. Hey, thank you so much. A whole year. Annual patrons are like my favorite people in the whole wide world because it just takes even more guesswork out of my stability, like financial stability. So thank you. I really do appreciate that. That's amazing. And all the super chats, of course. All right. Let's see what you all thought. Going with weird collage art? No, not necessarily. They didn't reduce the prices on his. I believe they did though. This one's a weirder one because this one does have the 25 cents. That's a good question. It's not the information that I've gotten, but we could look into that as a possible explanation. Because Jack was weird as heck. You are closer than you think. Yeah, Leigh Wilson. Jack was writing some esoteric stuff. Yeah. All right. Here's the rest of the story. The reason why Jack Kirby's sales never recovered as well as everyone else's comic books at DC is because when you are writing complex intergalactic sagas and readers have to drop off a couple issues because your price spiked to almost double what the comics used to be costing and you didn't change it for months, if they missed 2, 3, 4 issues of your comic book series and tried to jump back on in the middle of these grand tales that you were weaving, it is almost impossible for them to understand what is happening at that point. So because Jack Kirby was creating these grand tales with the new gods, he almost sort of shot himself in the foot a little bit, because as people started to want to come back because the prices were lowering, they realized they couldn't because they didn't know what was happening, because they hadn't been following the comic for a couple months. So that is what happened. And because of that, and that's why The New Gods was canceled, along with some other comics that he was writing at the time. But he also tried to do some other stuff for DC Comics, and it just wasn't working. Just wasn't working. And eventually he did land and go back to working at Marvel. Sorry, I'm reading the chat. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. Lay Wilson, this is the same reason I dropped a lot of X-Men stuff. Yeah, makes sense. Jack Kirby reportedly was incredibly depressed that his two real options, his only two options for furthering his career in comic books, was at Marvel and DC. Marvel, a company that historically did not value him, and DC, a company that demoralized him because they didn't have enough faith in his ideas, I guess, or just the whole context of the industry at the time was not treating Jack Kirby well because of his ideas were so out there. I don't know. It's interesting stuff. That whole big long story, I basically had to condense into 1 or 2 paragraphs for my video. So you get a little behind the scenes. This is stuff that I had to cut out. So I hope that was interesting. Let's see. Oh yeah, do we have any ideas on what his plans for the conclusion of the saga was? I don't really. He did plan on ending it, right? That's the story, is that Jack Kirby had a plan on ending New Gods, and then DC canceled it before he could end it, and it's a whole thing. So hard to know. When I listen to Probs Not Aliens, it makes me think about Jack Kirby being an Ancient Aliens guy. Hey, Nico, you have hit the nail on the head for exactly what my next video is about. It is precisely this topic. The Eternals, the entire point of like the Celestials is that they are ancient aliens. And Jack Kirby was very much inspired by the concept of ancient astronaut theory to make the Eternals. And that's what the video is about. So if you are interested in hearing me and Tristan talk about the Eternals and talk about ancient astronaut theory and make a lot of plugs to promote It's Probably Not Aliens, a podcast that we do about debunking ancient astronaut theory, available on every podcast platform, including iTunes and Google and Spotify and all the other ones that you could go listen to. Go check it out. Go check it out. Censor Cell, will Probs Not Aliens actually be doing an episode on Scoob's ancestry? Yes, not only will we be doing it, we've already recorded it. In fact, that was our last episode that we recorded, which was episode 21 or 22. We're very far ahead. We're like 10 episodes ahead. So we've recorded it. Tristan let me go on a really long unhinged rant about Scooby-Doo lore. We talked about the Anunnaki. It was a fun time. The Anunnaki were a very popular figures for speculating about ancient astronaut theory. Not really. I don't know if Von Daniken ever did specifically, but other authors who followed in his footsteps definitely did. Only 5 more patrons until we hit 750 patrons. Hey, we only have 5 minutes left of this live stream too. Can we get 5 more patrons in 5 more minutes? If not, that's okay. No pressure, no worries. Don't stretch yourselves too thin. Well, I'm not going to put that pressure on it, but hey, holy cow, thank you. 5 minutes, rapid fire question time. Hit me with it. What kind of questions you got? Grant, you've already recorded episode 21. Holy crap, that's an amazing backlog. Yeah. I believe Tristan has announced it, but I don't, in case he hasn't, I won't say anything, but there's a reason why we are so far ahead. That's good, that we're just planning for the future. Let's see. Do I believe at all in the existence of aliens, says Memlar? I want to, but I don't know if I've seen evidence to support it just yet. I want to, though. I think that's sort of where I land on it, is I really want to. I think it would be cool if there was other alien life out there. But so far from what I have seen, I don't know if I fully buy it yet. Would be awesome, though. Thank you for the super chat, Starpunk. That vid you wanted to watch is in the mod chat now. Oh. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. All right. I'm going to try to get this pulled up. My patrons, apparently, I had no idea this was happening, but made a video about me, sort of giving appreciation and support for everything. I've not seen it yet. Let me see if I can pull it up and screen share it with you all so that you can see it as well. I believe I got everyone's permission to do that before I did. So let me pull it up on youtube.com. I'm going to have to put headphones on. This is very cute. Everyone just sort of hang in there with me as I get this all figured out, but we'll watch this together. It's again, it's a video from my patrons who all wanted to come together and give me a message of support, I suppose. Let's see what's up. All right, so I've got a screen share on, but I don't know if I can get the computer audio routed through. Oop, that's my audio hijack plugin. Yeah, we'll just use audio hijack really quickly. Everyone ignore what the man behind the curtain is doing. Session, new session, record applications audio, or... Boy, I'm so good at streaming, huh? I'm so very good at this. What if I go back? I'll just go back to here for now. I can do this, but I can't figure out. All right. I'll just figure this out really quickly. We're going to go over our time because we only have a minute left. We're going to go over our time, but this is going to be fun. All right. We're going to route the system's audio. Everyone hang in there. This is going to be exciting. I want to do this. So we're going to capture application audio. Here, you know what? This is kind of exciting. I will share my screen with you so you can see kind of what I'm doing. Make sure I have this right. We're going to capture the application audio and then send it, output to output to Scarlett Solo's where my headphones are. Select application is going to be Safari. Don't judge me. What else are we doing? I feel like we have to send it as an output so that you all can hear it. Right? How did I do this before? I did this for the DC stream. Oh my gosh, I am so bad at this. Can anyone help me out here? If you're good with audio hijack. Someone said system audio instead of application audio. I'm just worried that's going to pick up my thing. We're just going to delete this block here. All right, so we're going to do application audio to device output. Is that the right thing? Should I be sending it some other way? One second. And then I can do... How do I have... Oh, wait. You know what? Okay. I'm just going to take this. This is how I'm doing my voice equalizing stuff. Output device goes to Sweeten Live Audio, which is a device that I've created. How did I do this? I'm so sorry, everyone. This is going to be worth it. I'm not using OBS. I'm using Ecamm Live. What is that? How did I create this? Sweeten Live Audio. Did I use Loopback? I can't remember what I did. Am I using Loopback, Sweeten Live Audio, System Audio? Okay, all right. We're on to something. So should this be system audio? And then add it to this, and then I've got system audio. Here, I'm going to pull up a different YouTube tab of maybe my own videos or something. Actually, youtube.com. Just so I can test it. Yeah, NerdSync Productions. I'm doing a live stream. I need you to capture the... Does it need to be system audio? Maybe it doesn't need to be system audio. I'm sorry, everyone. We're doing great. Oh, I didn't even turn it on. That's why. The true villain of that episode was the phony Phantom, who looks even worse than the other bedsheet ghost. His name is the phony... All right. I'm sure you all could hear that. I couldn't. So I need to also add an output device that goes to this. Just a couple of minutes. It worked. Phantom. Everyone knew he wasn't a real Phantom. Now, episode 11 does have Dracula, Frankenstein, and a werewolf, which all perfectly fit into monsters that have competing categories. Unfortunately, can you hear this? Also features a character. Okay. It is a bit loud. I don't know how to turn it down, though, is the thing. Oh, I guess I could just do this, right? Here, I'm going to turn it down in mine as well. It is really loud. I don't know why it's that loud. All right, we're going to try it again. Whose name is kind of slurs. Great. I'm glad I'm on this part of my video. All right, I'm still going to turn it down. It's still loud. Why is it so loud? We're almost there. We're almost there. Now you're saying it's low now. Okay. All right. It actually got quieter before that. It's good now. Too low now. All right. Okay. Everyone. I am going to put it at 50%. I'm going to play it for a couple seconds. You're going to tell me if it's too loud. All right? I love this.
That's not how you search a bookshelf. In this book, Carol attempts to break down precisely what it is that makes something horrific. Okay. Why do we find certain things
or is it
scary?
too loud?
The answer is much more complex than you might think at first. But to put it simply, Carol...
All right. How was that? That's how it was. What are people saying? I'll give it a couple seconds for you all to react. I need to turn it down in my headphones. It is so loud in my headphones, and it's even lower than I have it for you all. Nothing like troubleshooting for almost 200 people here. Seems good to me. Too loud. A bit loud. All right. It was at 50%. I'll turn it to 40. All right, we're gonna try it again.
There's two definitive traits that describe what he calls, quote, art horror, to differentiate it from like real life horror. Quote, the objects of art horror are essentially threatening and impure.
This,
end quote. That first
sounds
is pretty
at
obvious,
least
right? For something
a little
to be scary, it
balanced
has to be
to
threatening,
me.
or at the very least.
How is that? We turned it down a little bit. People are saying perfect. People were saying 45-ish. The lag. Oh, the lag. People were reacting to the other one. All right. Okay. All right. It's perfect. It's perfect now. Hopefully. Cool. I'm not going to touch anything. I'm even going to put it back to 40. All right. Everyone good? Everyone good. We've gone over our time, but that's okay. This is important. We're all here. We're all here. We're all doing it. We're all here together. I forgot I was still sharing my screen. All right. Okay. Where was it at? No, we're not doing that. We're doing this thank you video. And I'm just going to pop it out. And what I've done in the past is this. Yeah. So it's in a PIP. It's in a picture-in-picture sort of scenario. All right. You ready? We're loving this energy. We're loving this energy. If you just joined, don't you dare. Don't you dare say it's a little too loud. We are good. We are all set. We're not changing a thing. All right? If you're just joining, we are going to watch a video that my patrons made for me that I've not seen yet, that apparently is very sweet and loving, and I can't wait to watch it. All right? We ready? We're doing it. Aww. Why else would we take the time to put this together? Aww. Look, it's me, it's Sparta. Oh, I'm in the way. Michael McCaleb. Thank you. That's so cute. Aww.
Hi, Scott. Andre here. Just wanted to wish you all the best as you go on to independence once more. I have been a longtime fan, and I'm happy that we as fans get to show you some support as you have always supported us throughout all these years. Thanks for helping me grow smarter through comics and pop culture by reading between the panels and the frames so I can think more deeply.
That's so cute. Here, I'm going to just move my screen around. That's so nice. Jareth. Oh, What a lovely photo. Everyone just loves me and Sparty together. A lovely drawing. Thank you.
Scott, we're just going to keep this short and sweet because I feel like that's the best way for me to be able to get through this.
Chris!
I ended up using your videos for research a lot, especially in the earlier days of me doing the podcast. But even now, as I'm going through, I'm almost always pulling up one of your videos to make sure that I know what I'm talking about. Because for whatever reason, I've decided that you know what you're talking about. And I shouldn't be deprecating to you because I know you do that to yourself enough. So please stop doing that because you actually do know what you're talking about. You were the first person to come on my show that I consider a big name. You can argue at that point all you want, but that's the way I feel about it. So that's the way it's going to be.
Oh, well, thank you.
The fact that you've come back a few times shows me how much you care about going and having fun and knowing that you don't have to do the editing later, which is always the best part. So I feel like you're not going to hear this enough, but thank you for just being the wonderful human that you are.
Thank you. Hey there, Scott. Chris here. Been a part of this wonderful community for a while now, and I'd say that we all have, here I'm going to pause it real quick, have been through ups and downs together. I've seen the channel grow, see you grow as a person and a content creator, and since I've joined, there have been tons of changes around NerdSync. Some of it was exciting, some of it was scary, but you've managed to pull through every single time because you're so much stronger than you realize, and because we all got your back no matter what. You got my respect for coming such a long way. Here's to new adventures and many more years in this awesome community. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Christopher. You've been around for a while. You've been a long time patron. I know your name. Oh, that's so sweet. Oh, this is such a fun, a fun little thing.
I hope that I'm in focus. Here's hoping. Hi, Scott. How are you doing, you wonderful nerd? I, along with everybody else involved in this, just want to wish you a happy independence. Let me just put on some chapstick first because I am dehydrated. This is your daily reminder to drink water and also to stretch. I will not be doing either of those. Have some Gatorade. Hashtag not sponsored, but could be. Over the years, seeing the more and more artistic pieces that you have put out, it has given me such an inspiration to create. I do photography. I'm trying desperately to get back into filmmaking. I'm writing, and I am being inspired every time that you release a video. I absolutely adore having conversations with you about filmmaking and art and like lens flare.
Yeah.
By the way, this is the 28mm. It's at a 4, I think.
Okay.
And I do not own a Pro Mist. And this light
that's
is
just natural.
Just out of frame. Like, look at that.
Nice.
I am very enthusiastically waiting to see where you take the channel next. I am so excited. And I am so proud of how far you have come as an artist, as a filmmaker, as a writer, and as a storyteller. You have inspired me to try and get back into filmmaking, get back into photography, get back into writing. This is all new. This is all a new thing because I wanted to do something. Like this red light, it's fake, it's a lie.
Incredible.
It's fake. It's filmmaking. It's art. The whole thing that I love is the unnecessary extra steps it takes just to make something presentable. It doesn't matter, but putting in that extra bit of effort, something that you do in every single video, it just makes it more special. It makes it more authentic. It feels more sincere. Your word choice is beautifully deliberate. Your articulation is really dang good.
Oh, thank you.
And it is amazing to see you grow and to see how much you have grown. And Scott, before I go, can you just out of the blue for no reason message Doobie that I said hi, thank you. It'd be very much appreciated.
Okay,
Do
I'll
not
try.
give context.
Sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and probably everybody else's here, thank you for doing what you do. Stay safe, drink water, eat if you haven't, take any meds you're supposed to. Don't forget to stretch, and most importantly, know that you are loved and people would miss you. And I mean every word of it. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.
And my hair, it's so good.
It is
washed
good.
It today. I'm gonna stop recording now. Please take care of yourself.
He's got rabies.
Classic Scooby-Doo. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Hello, I'm Dusty Daddy,
Dustin.
and I just want to wish Scott great luck on his independence and creating videos completely on his own. He's made fantastic content, and it's gonna go great from here on out. He even drew me this picture of Scooby-Doo.
I did
And,
do that.
you know, that's how I knew Scott was awesome.
Yum, Scobby treats. Aw. That's so cute. Look at me. I'm so happy. Thank you. Oh, this is so nice.
Hey Scott, hope you're doing well. I just want
Hey,
to say
Garrett.
how much I love NerdSync and all the content you create, from the videos about Scooby-Doo to the videos about comic books. You've really helped expand my knowledge of just all things in the nerd atmosphere, and just helped me to fall even more in love with the comics and characters I already care about. And I'm so excited for where NerdSync is going in the future. I already love the podcast you're doing.
Yeah.
It's probably
Oh,
not
thank
aliens,
you.
and I look forward to seeing where things go from here.
Thank you so much. I love the lighting that you had. From all the fans, thank you for caring. Thank you for the fun. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for pressing buttons when those buttons need to be pressed. But most of all, thank you for being you. We all send our love. Hey, thank you. That's so nice. I think that's probably everything. Yeah. Okay. I just didn't want to, in case there was a Marvel post-credit scene. Wow. Thank you so much. That was really, really sweet. Very unexpected. That, you know, it's so funny because I don't know if other people feel this way if you're a content creator, if you make stuff online, but it's really hard. It's really easy to get like sucked up in just the numbers of things. And so I don't know, it feels sometimes like you're not making things for people, you're just making things for an algorithm or whatever. And I don't know, it's just really nice to see that there are actual people behind all those numbers and who are watching stuff. And I'm trying not to get too emotional here. That was very sweet. It was very, very, very nice, very wholesome. Thank you all for doing that. That's fantastic. Is there credits or is it? No, that's the end of it. Someone said they just saw credits. So thank you so much. I didn't know what to expect from that, and that was really, really sweet. Thank you all for those kind messages and for supporting me and you know, there's been a sort of a joke in the comments about a NerdSync revival, but the revival's been going on for like 20 or for like 2 years, and it will continue to go on. I I'm very excited for what I'll be able to make in the future, and I'm excited for what we will be able to do together. And I don't know, with all of your support, I just feel like I have a really strong backing. And going independent recently was very scary, and knowing that I have all this support on Patreon and all of you here on YouTube, it just means a lot. So I don't know, try not to get too long-winded here, but thank you so much for all the nice things. Thank you for hanging out on this live stream. And I did see someone say that, like, oh, is this like a farewell thing? It's not a farewell thing. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna keep making videos. It's just that NerdSync is independent now, so it's a little scary. It's a little nerve-wracking sometimes, especially over these past couple months. But having you all here and supporting, it just means a lot. So thank you. I can't say thank you enough for everyone. I think we are one person away from 750 patrons. So I won't drag out this live stream any longer than it needs to be. But if someone wants to be the 750th patron, that would be awesome. Jareth says, thanks, Scott. Well, tell Jareth I say thanks. Anyway, I gotta get going. I really do have work to do. This live stream was not supposed to go on for this long, but thank you so much for all the support. I really do mean it. I really do appreciate it. And I can't wait for you to see my next video. Like I said earlier, I think it's the best video that I've written this year. It might not be the best produced video, because again, I don't have all this fancy equipment anymore to make stuff. This is how all my videos will look for the foreseeable future. But I think it is the best writing that I've done for a video, and I can't wait for you all to see it. And it should come out later this week. So look forward to that. Until next time, I just want to say thank you all so much one final time. And I'll catch you later. Bye, everyone.